He is a parent, so I guess that's why I can get
You get, I don't know.
it.
She's actually
He
here.
could just be supporting me, I don't know. For you. Well, I guess we can get one thing out of the way while we're waiting. So we'll actually get started in earnest in about 5 minutes. I just have to accept that the meeting is being recorded. But today happens to be a special day. Today is Miss Geis's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want everybody online to unmute yourselves.
Oh my.
And here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday.
birthday, Miss Guys. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Hello, Charlie Brand.
It was very on.
High choir. Y'all are higher. That was amazing. Thank y'all very much.
All right, so at home, don't forget to mute again because we can hear some conversations.
You don't get to sing anymore.
And for those of you who are online, feel free to ask questions in the chat. So Ms. Heath is going to be answering questions constantly in the chat. Hopefully we'll cover everything anyway. And then we've got staff members who will escalate questions to all of us because none of us are watching the chat here in live. And so want to make sure that if people have questions, that everyone has an opportunity to have those questions answered. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, 5:02, not bad. So introduce myself first. So I'm Neil McCurdy, Dr. McCurdy to the students, and I am the principal of SET. And let's have Ms. Geis introduce herself real fast, and
Okay.
we're gonna do staff introductions a little bit later.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nikki Geis, Miss Geis for the students, and I am the assistant principal. I teach our leadership class to our freshmen, and I am also the varsity girls basketball coach.
Awesome. Okay, so first of all, I'm super excited that we got just about the right number of chairs in here for the people who decided to attend in person. So I don't know what magic worked in order to have that happen, but hopefully parking was okay. Do you guys have any trouble parking in the garage? Was it still spaces down there? Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna try to be as efficient as possible today. So we're gonna start with information that everybody needs to know. One of the little things that you're gonna be signing when I send out an email tomorrow is that you attended this meeting. And so some are attending in person, some are attending virtually, and some are gonna be watching the recording. And so the students who are returning, so this information is good for all students, including students who are returning. And so we're trying to be, we're trying to front load as much as possible the stuff that is not, that isn't boring for our returning students, okay? So just if you're new, just hang around and hopefully eventually all of your questions will get answered, but we're gonna try to be very deliberate about getting the important stuff that is important information for our returning students delivered first. So that's why we're gonna delay staff introductions a little bit. So those will come a little bit later because our returning students obviously know our staff. One of the coolest things about this school year and about many of the most recent school years is that we have exactly the same staff that we had last year. So no staff turnover, which is pretty impressive for a school, especially impressive post-COVID and also impressive for charter school in particular. So we're doing something right, which is really good. And you guys as families are the beneficiaries of that. So I want to spend a couple of moments just talking about the most recent superlatives. So I did a state of the school presentation to our staff a couple days ago. And it's pretty darn impressive where we are now compared to where we've ever been. and even comparing us to any other school that's out there right now. So this was a 2-hour presentation that I did to our staff. This is going to be a 5-minute version of this without a lot of details. But I want to start by what we've always known from the very beginning, even when we were having financial struggles and a bunch of other struggles and COVID struggles and all the other stuff. What we knew was that we had an amazing culture. Accepted for who they are and is celebrated for the talents that they bring to the table. And we're firm believers that everybody has talents. And one of my biggest frustrations being in education is that traditional education and our education too, we can't buck this trend too much. It values a very specific kind of intelligence, and we all know, those of us who've lived in the real world, we all know that there's all kinds of people that just amaze us, who maybe maybe didn't excel in school, but they had so many other really cool attributes that we're not celebrated. And it drives me crazy that we spend 17 years basically telling these students that they're not worth anything because they can't do well in school. And so we're a school that celebrates everybody, the students who excel, the students who are, taking college classes in 10th grade, and the students who struggle a little bit, but have this amazing artistic talent or amazing engineering talent or building talent. We celebrate all students, and that permeates throughout our school, the school culture, and our students also recognize that, which is really beautiful. So we've got awesome students. We've got an outstanding staff that are able to pull out the best in all of our students. We've got a super strong parent association. We've got a really strong community now. So this is something that we were paying particular attention to post-COVID. And the parents stepped up, and the parents have been phenomenal. And so those of you who are new, I think are really going to be excited to be a part of this culture. We're happen to be a California Distinguished School. Not many of them out there. And we are back-to-back California Distinguished School winners. We got it before COVID. There was years of drought there where they weren't offering this award, and we won it again. And so this is a huge, huge deal, actually. And there's many schools who have never received it, and the fact that we've gotten it twice in a row is pretty impressive. We happen to be a 9 out of 10 school on greatschools.org now, which is really cool. Our test scores are up. Our ADA, so average daily attendance, is now 95.5%. We could never crack 93% for years and years and years. That's usually where high schools are, about 93%. And so last year we were able to get 95.5%. That means our kids are coming to school because they like being here, which is awesome. And because we have that 95.5% ADA, that means that when we budget for 91%, because that's what we were during our COVID years, that means that we've got a lot of extra money. And so we have a brand new multimedia room that I encourage all of you guys, before you leave today, go check it out. It's still not quite finished, but we were able to do this construction project because we had all this extra money from last year's students who actually came to school. So our budget is stellar now. So we actually were at a point probably 4 years ago where we were down to kind of like our last $1,000. And we've got lots of money in the bank now. That doesn't mean that we've got lots to spend. You need money as a school in order to be able to sustain yourselves, because the state decides sometimes to not pay us. And so we've got to have money in the bank so that we can still continue operations. But we're now at a very comfortable level where we feel like we can do something like that multimedia room renovation and not feel like we're not going to be able to pay salaries and things like that. And we also have the ability to pay all of our expenses and pay our salaries for at least 5 years into the future, even given foreseeable downturn, which we're all expecting because the state is not getting as much revenue, and so schools are going to be getting less revenue. but we're actually fine. Because of the way that we actually run our school, we're super, super lean. We went through some very lean years. And we know how to save money. And so perfect example of this, one of the things that you'll see up in the multimedia room, the floor is a new floor. So you'll see our floors are kind of ugly. They're all painted and the paint is peeling. It would cost us probably about $200,000 in order to redo all the flooring in our school. We have a floor grinder now, and we are grinding the floor ourselves. And so that cost us about $15,000. So huge savings, but that allows us to put more money back into student services, make sure that we're paying our teachers, prevailing wages, all that good stuff. So just keep that in mind that we know how to operate lean, and we know how to operate, how to spend our money wisely. And so you're going to see lots of examples of that as you in your years with us here at SET. All right. Oh, enrollment is up. So right now we've got 257 students, I think, maybe even 58. No, I think 57. 257 students who will be starting with us this year. And that's up from 230 something last year. So our enrollment continues to go up. More students means that we have more resources, which means that we can provide better service to our students. And as I mentioned before, 0 staff turnover again, which is absolutely huge. So so that's some of the superlatives. So hopefully, I think it's important for us all to kind of recognize that this is actually a pretty special place where we are, and this because of the community that we've built, and it's because of you guys coming to school, being a part of our community, and our staff putting in countless hours to try to do the best for our students. So let's take an opportunity to thank the students and the staff for allowing us to achieve these superlatives. I think it's huge, huge deal. So one of the things that I want to make really, really clear, and this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to say today, it is your guys' support, the parent support and the student support that brings in the extra resources to our school. So schools get money based off of attendance. We don't get money based off of the number of students that we serve. And so if students do not come to school, then the school does not get as much money. So that media room paid for entirely because more students came to school. And so what we have, one of the ways that we handled the COVID situation, and one of the ways that we are going to handle illnesses going forward, is that we allow students to have virtual days. And as long as everyone does the right thing, so parents report the absence before school starts, as long as the kid does the work, because you have to do work when you're virtual, as long as the student attends school virtually, and as long as everybody signs the documents at the right time, the school still gets attendance and everybody's happy, right? So there's actually no reason why we shouldn't be at 100% attendance. So 10 days of absences is about the right number when you consider like a COVID illness, maybe you're sick for a week, maybe a couple trips here and there. 10 days is about the right number for most of our students. And so as long as everyone's doing the right thing and they're clicking on the button that says my student will be absent, then the school still gets funding for those days. The student still gets credit for all their school, and the student can potentially have still 100% attendance. So really, really important that everyone does that, everyone knows about it. And just know that every day that you don't do that, it's $75. And so when you're thinking about donating to the school, your best donation is just to come to school and to encourage your student to come to school. Okay. Any questions about that? Because that's really, really, really important. Yeah.
Are there any days that you have to be in class?
So we do have finals. So have to is like obviously if you're on your deathbed and you're super, super sick, and this happens where kids they get COVID right before finals. It's awkward and it's inconvenient, but we figure out a way to make it work. Yeah. But usually it's like exhibition, finals, those are kind of the main days that we really want students here, so try to avoid being absent on those days. Any other questions about attendance? All right. All right, I think that was you, Miss Guys, first day of school?
We're already there?
Yeah.
Coolio.
Told you I was gonna be fast.
Mhm.
I've been saying that we've been in, doing professional development and staff, and so I've been saying that all week and nobody believes me anymore, but I can do it when I need to.
All right, first days of school. So for anyone who's new, this first one is not gonna matter to you. For any of the students who are returning to us and parents who are returning us, and for sure, the staff, this first one, no rotations, they're jumping for joy right now. So all that means to the new students is we usually have in the past done these rotations that we just haven't been able to figure out the most efficient way to get all the information that we need to, but we have figured it out by now. And so instead of going around this crazy intricate system of rotations, we're gonna cover it a different way. So the teachers and returning students are, especially our upperclassmen, are like, finally, don't have to hear the same thing. So no rotations for the first days of school. So we're talking next week, right? So Monday is going to be a lot. Okay, especially for new students. It's very busy. There's people everywhere. And especially for people who are new, it might feel a little bit overwhelming. Okay, please just know that that's why you have us. Everyone's gonna be around to help you. The students who have been around for a long time are gonna help you. You have everything that you need in yourself and in us to help you get through a very overwhelming day. Okay, so the first day, just know it's going to be very different. The way that it's structured, and we'll get the schedule to you as soon as we can. Then starting Tuesday, we're actually Monday, we do go to all of our classes, but it's a shortened time. Tuesday will be more of a regular day schedule. Okay, and we'll still help you through that. Thursday of this first week, so next Thursday, a week from today, is an early release schedule. Okay, my dad's calling me for my birthday. Sorry, Dad. So we have an early release schedule. All these schedules are on our website. All right, so whenever you want to see what the schedule is for the day, all those schedules exist there. The dismissal for that day is at 1:25. Okay, Thursday. The only people that is a little bit different for, you still get released at 1:25, but for all the ninth graders, we do our ninth grade retreat starting the night of next Thursday. Okay, so a week from today. And let me just say right now, and I'll repeat this in my class, there's a lot of people that get super nervous about the retreats, but I'm telling you right now, if you ask any of the upperclassmen, they will tell you the retreats are so fun. In fact, we started doing retreats only with the ninth graders, and then 10th through a 12th was like, how come we don't get retreats, right? So now they do. So ninth graders, our retreat starts Thursday night. We'll give you all the details for that, so don't worry. And you stay the night here on campus. You're the only students on campus. And then that continues into Friday, where you'll be picked up at 12, if hopefully parents are able to do that. And it's a blast. A lot of friendships are formed there. The teachers that are involved in that get to know you even better. And then when you start school that second week, it's like, cool. I found my family. Here I am. This is what we do. So like I told you, the 10th through 12th graders started to complain about that. So they also have retreats as well. So Friday, those retreats will be taking place off campus. The advisors of the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders will get you all of that information. Okay, you'll have everything that you need to have, but that kind of sums up and rounds out the first week of school, okay? In terms of, so there'll be permission slips, parents in particular, that you'll want to be looking out for early next week. And getting that information back to us as soon as possible is really, really important. The culture of this school, as Dr. McCurdy was saying, is what this school is about. And so every student, there are students sometimes who don't attend the retreat, and then they see how everyone is kind of bonded, and then they regret not being at the retreat. Okay? Hey. So retreats are awesome. And also, these are days that sometimes people consider, oh, these are fun days, they don't matter. I would say these days where you're getting to bond with your classmates actually can matter more than a day of instruction in a class. Because if you don't feel like you belong in a space, you're not learning anything, right? And so that's where these retreats come in, all right? So your attendance to these retreats is like an attendance for school. So you should be going to these retreats, all right? And often there's money spent on each of these retreats. And the money is spent on every single student showing up to these places, right? Money is spent, tickets are bought, all that kind of stuff. So if you're not showing up, not only are we not getting that average daily attendance, but we're also losing money because you didn't show up. All right, so that's kind of the details of that. But more than anything else, like I said, the most important thing is you feeling like you belong in this crazy family. All right, and you can't do that if you're not showing up. Make sense to everybody? Is it the one time or is it throughout? Really great question. So that is something that we have put an emphasis on, is how do we get students into these experiences more? How do we get them off campus from time to time, having these experiences? And so that is part of the goal. So we've been given a budget for each of the retreats. And so the staff has been told, you know, if you don't spend all the money on this first retreat, think about doing something towards the end of the year as well. So being able to split that up and do something like that. And then of course, different teachers. Right? Don't you want a school where your kid is going and the principal tries to figure out a way to make things happen? It's been pretty cool. Yeah, and I've been able to be here. I think this is going on my 11th year. And he's always tried to say yes as much as possible. It's gonna add to the experience of our students. Yes, 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 yes. Other questions right now on the things that I just said about first days of school, class retreats?
Watching this, the recording of this. So we just found out that Zoom is now trying to make money. And so they have the same account that we've had for years. They are now limiting us to 100 people. So we have a number of people who are locked out of this meeting right now, but it has been recorded. So I apologize if you got locked out. Hopefully you enjoy it in an hour or two when we send this out.
We're so sorry and we love you.
Yeah. Next time, come.
There you go. All right,
Teachers.
staff introductions,
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of seats if you guys want to come. If you're happy standing, that's good too.
staff introductions.
Yeah.
Mr. Apollotegui.
Hey everybody, welcome freshmen and welcome back to those of you who are returning. My name is Alberto Apalategui. I'm gonna go ahead and put my pronunciation for my last name in the chat. I've said this before, so I'll just say it again. I do prefer if you just say Mr. Apalategui or Apalategui, so not just the generic Mr. A. I teach English 9 and 10, and my elective classes for this year are going to be graphic novels. I've compiled volume 1 and volume 2 together. So we'll be creating comic books, like writing them, learning about the history of comic books, and then creating them. And then for the second semester, I'm redoing The Wisdom of Star Wars. So I hope to see you in one of my classes, and I look forward to it.
Mr. Ash.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Ash. I am the physical science teacher. So I teach physics, chemistry, earth science, and this semester I get to teach physics too, which is kind of a continuation of regular physics, but we go over a lot of abstract ideas that we don't really cover in a normal physics class, like quantum mechanics and relativity. And we'll also get to explore more of like electromagnetism and thermodynamics, so a lot of cool stuff. There's still lots of space available if any students are interested in physics too and have already taken a physics class. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to starting a new school year.
And it's Mr. Ash's birthday tomorrow. Miss Kozik.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Kozik. I am one of the ed specialists and case managers here on campus.
Yeah, I picked you up yet.
Okay. Hello. I'm gonna get big on the screen. Okay. So I'm one of the education specialists and case managers here on campus. Throughout the day, I will be in a biology class supporting students, in a government econ class supporting students, and a math class supporting students. And then I teach a 5th period wellness elective. So I know I do have some freshmen in there as well. So if you see that on your schedule, that will be with me.
Miss Cutright.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Cutright. I'm one of our 3 math teachers here. I mostly work with the freshmen, so I think mostly everybody here is gonna be in my class. I'm teaching 3 Algebra 1 classes this year and 1 Algebra 2 class. So excited to see you all there.
Miss Diaz.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ms. Diaz, Neftali Diaz. I am the art teacher. I will be teaching traditional art and digital art and also advanced. So I'm looking forward to meeting you guys.
Miss Erskine.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see a lot of familiar names on the Zoom call. I'm an education specialist and I'm going to be supporting English 11 and 12. So I'll see you there, returning students and any new students coming in.
Miss Farias.
Hello, everyone. I am Ms. Farias. I teach Spanish 1, 2, and 3, and I'm also the ASB advisor. So if you guys are interested in creating new clubs, you guys will be hearing from me very soon. Welcome back to those returning students and welcome to Set High, new students.
We don't need to introduce ourselves again, right? Okay, because that was nice. Miss Heath.
Hello, I'm Ms. Heath. I'm the site manager. So most of you have probably already met me. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Okay, that's enough. Thanks.
She's done. She's done. You know how quick Miss Heath is. She doesn't mess with anyone. Miss Hines.
She might not have made it on.
Dang.
Yeah, the teachers could get locked out too.
Miss Hines is awesome. She is our school counselor. She also will be co-teaching the ethnic studies course with Ms. Yukonovich, and she teaches a jujitsu class. Miss Jeffries, my apologies.
No, you're good.
Hello, everybody. I'm gonna try and go in a space where I can see everyone.
I go by Mix or Miss Jeffries. I use those interchangeably. This year we'll see if Coach Jeff will catch on, as I will be teaching our version of PE. I have been known on campus in the past couple of years as the one who bears the fidget tool belt and who leads the flexibility club. This year I will be an academic coach for support in first period, U.S. history in second period, and I will be teaching strength of mind and body in third period with all of the wonderful freshmen. So thank you.
Miss Hines just said, yeah, she's locked out. So.
Yeah.
Miss Yukonovich.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Yukonovich, or for students, Miss J. This year, I will be teaching, co-teaching ethnic studies with Miss Hines. And that's going to be our freshman class. And I will also be teaching modern world history and 2 courses of government economics. I am also a Section 504 plan coordinator for the school, and I am also college advisor and Senate student body advisor. So if anyone is thinking about becoming a student senator, you guys will be going through me. That's it. I look forward to the next year.
Ms. Katoff.
Hey everyone, my name is Zaina Katoff. I'm one of the education specialists here at SET, and I will be co-teaching with Ms. Cutright in all of her classes. So I'm so excited to meet you all.
Ms. Kirby.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Kirby. I'm an education specialist and case manager. I co-teach English 9 and 10 with Mr. Apalategui, and I'll also be teaching a support class this semester. I'm excited to see and meet all the new faces.
Miss Leal. Oh, Miss Leal, you'll see her a ton. She works in the front office with Miss Heath, and she just got a really cute dog named Bruce. I really wanted her to be on there so y'all can see her dog. So she'll show you pictures. Just ask her at the front office.
Or don't ask her, she'll show you.
Oh my God, I really hope she listens to this recording. That was beautiful. Fantastic. Miss Lennon.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Lennon. I teach English 11 and English 12. I also always have a new fun English elective. This year it is heretical heroines in literature, and I'm really excited about that and excited to see all my returning students.
Miss Lopez.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Lopez. I look forward to supporting you guys this year in bio and Spanish.
Mr. Maldonado?
Maybe not. He's probably got a gig.
Yeah, Mr. Maldonado is our guitar teacher. He is a very well-known, very phenomenal musician, guitar player. So when Dr. McCurdy said he probably has a gig, he probably does. He's probably playing guitar right now. So he's been with us for quite some time, and he is just amazing. There's been so many students that, you know, have started to like come to school because they're like, I want to learn guitar from him.
Then
So-
it just said he has 5 stars on Google, so.
Oh, he does, yeah. When we were doing staff introductions, he introduced himself, he said, you can Google me, as like a joke, and so Dr. McCurdy did it in front of everyone, and he really did have 5 stars. That's hard to do. All right. You were next, but you already did it.
Yeah.
Mr. Montello.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Mr. Montello. It's my 7th year at SET, and I teach a green engineering class, an aerospace class, and a robotics class, and I'm also running the BattleBots Club, so we can build killer robots for fun.
Mr. Odegaard.
Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Odegaard. I'm a math teacher teaching geometry and Algebra 1, and then I'm also teaching boxing this first semester and engineering the second semester. Happy to be back. Looking forward to seeing everybody again.
Mr. Patero.
Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Patero. This is my 9th year teaching at SET. I teach Algebra 2, pre-calculus, calculus, and I also teach a music production class, which is really fun. So if you want to learn how to make music on the computer and get your songs released, then take my class.
Mr. P is also a DJ and has had some of our students be DJs for our dances, which has been amazing to see. Miss Ramirez.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ms. Ramirez. I'm an academic coach, and this will be my 3rd year here at SET. I will be supporting a few math classes this year. Look forward to working with you guys.
Mrs. Romero.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Romero, and I'm the Director of Special Education and the School Psychologist at SET, and I'm looking forward to another amazing year.
Miss Ryan.
Hey everyone, I'm Miss Ryan. This is my 6th year at SET, and I'll be the academic coach supporting Algebra 2, geometry, and physics as well this year. Looking forward to seeing you all.
Mr. Snow.
Hey, I'm Mr. Snow, athletic director, basketball coach. I teach US history. That's my main subject, but I have some fun electives like mythology and world religion I'll be doing this semester. History of video games class. Next semester, I'll also be doing a conspiracy theory class that I've been doing for a couple of years now. And yeah, just to follow up to for sports guys, we have girls volleyball that started already and flag football coming up next week. So if you didn't get any information on that, you want to talk to me later about it, or you guys need some athletic packets for your physicals and stuff like that, come see me at the end of this orientation. Okay, nice to meet you guys. Looking forward to another amazing year.
Cross country started as well, Mr.
Oh yeah, cross country as well. Yep.
Awesome. Miss Verduzco. Ooh, maybe she got like that. So Miss Verduzco is new this year, and she is one of our academic coaches. She also is a dancer, all different, styles of dance, and she's going to be an incredible addition to our school. We're excited to have her. And I'm not sure what school classes she'll be supporting. Ms. Posey, do you have
Fourth period with me.
fourth period with you? Okay, so. What'd you say? Make sure.
US history, chemistry, and I'm not sure the others.
We'll make sure. And Mr. Walsall.
Hi, I'm Mr. Walsall, and I'm the life sciences teacher, and I'm teaching biotech, and forensics this semester, and I will be teaching a personal finance class next semester, most likely.
That's it.
And, all right, so that is our staff. I'm trying to remember how many of them said how many years they've been here, but we're getting on some crazy number of years that our staff have been here, which is really cool. So you've got a seasoned staff, a super cohesive staff. We've had some really good conversations in the last couple days about the things that we're gonna be doing this school year. And it's just, I don't know, it just feels so nice, the energy in the room, the communication, the easy communication between all the staff members, even when we're handling some difficult topics is really cool. So you guys are in for a treat this year, and I'm super excited. All you guys are too. All right.
God.
Don't sit on that table.
This is new to my classroom, Dr. McCarty.
That is actually, I'm the one who tightened that leg, so that is 100% my fault. Okay, so the next few topics, we're gonna talk about communication first. I think first of all, if you want to communicate with me, I ask that you please have your student send me a chat to let me know that you sent me an email. So I have a crazy inbox where I have vendors from all across the country and probably all across the world who are trying to get us to spend money for their various things. And it's really hard to manage my inbox. And so I'm not always the best at staying on top of it. And on top of that, my biggest priority is our students on this campus. And so I want to be spending my time working with students and not going through filtering all of these emails. And doesn't mean that I don't want to hear from the parents. I do want to hear from you guys, but just have your students say, hey, my mom sent you an email, my dad sent you an email, can you please check it? Okay, and it'll be easy for me to find it.
And the principal.
Yeah, and then the other thing is when I send out emails, they come from principal@sethigh.org. Easiest thing for you to do, just reply to that. And that address goes to me, Ms. Geis, and Ms. Heath. And so they stay on top of me, make sure that I respond to things as well. Okay, so if you ever wind up not hearing from me, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's probably because I missed the email. Just send it again, please. And then the teachers, oh, and I want to hear from you regardless of whether it's good or bad. Okay, so I am a firm believer that we should all communicate as transparently as possible. One of the things that you'll find out about our school is that we are crazy transparent. That goes for all of our board meetings and everything that happens, my communication with the staff. We just went over the budget in detail with the staff so they understand exactly where all the dollars are going. And we do that in board meetings as well. So every credit card receipt, we're going through every line item during the board meetings. So we are super transparent. And what that means is that I want to hear from you guys, even when maybe it's negative. If you guys are unhappy about something, just let us know. I'm happy to have difficult conversations because I feel that most of the time we can resolve things, and that difficulty doesn't need to be a difficulty if we all know what's going on. And the same is true for the staff. When I was asking them if there's anything particular that they wanted me to communicate today, they said to please have the teacher or have the parents email us, talk to us, even if it's negative. They want to hear about things so that they can resolve it. And so sometimes it's easier, it might feel easier to send an email to me because you don't want to hurt the teacher's feelings, or you're worried that maybe the teacher's going to have a negative impression of your student because you've complained. That doesn't happen, guys. We know that parents and students are different. Nothing that you do as a parent is ever going to impact how we treat your kid. And so please just know that it's easier to go to the source. It's easier to get it resolved there. Obviously, if you're not satisfied with the result, then include us. But please don't be nervous or scared about communicating with teachers. Do know that with communications, so our stated response time is 48 hours of business hours. So if you send an email at 5 o'clock on Friday, please don't expect an email back on Saturday. Reality is that if students send me a message on chat at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, I'll probably respond, but just know that we can't expect that. And sometimes I might actually be on vacation, or I might be camping or something like that and not be able to respond. So just know that 48 hours is our stated policy. Okay, I already said that. Don't need to do that. Traffic. So especially for our new parents, but I think even our returning parents need to know this. We got construction going on there. That construction is going to be going on for another couple of years and is driving everybody crazy. The best thing about it though is that there are people there who are directing traffic. So it actually does help move things along a little bit. And now they're the problem and not us, which is kind of nice. Do know though that at pickup time and drop off time, pickup time is more of the problem. So drop off, we actually have a staggered start. So we have people getting dropped off at 7:30. We've got people who are getting dropped off at 9:30. And so there's 2 hours. And so it's never really that big a deal in the mornings, but at 3:30, everybody gets off at 3:30. And so you can be one of the parents who shows up at 2:30 to try to beat the rush. And you want to sit in line at on Arrow Drive and wait for an hour for your student to come. Or you can come at 3:45 and there's nobody there, right? So 3:45, just drive up, pick up your kid and leave. So just wait a few minutes and usually there's no issue. So me as a parent, if I were you guys, I'd tell my kids to go down to the park there and I'd pick you up down there. So there's other alternatives. Just know that because of the traffic and sometimes they're stuck behind a dump truck or something like that with all this construction. Just know that that's going to be a little bit tricky, but it is manageable. During big events like this and orientation, hopefully you guys all found the parking down there. That's our parking garage. Our neighbors are not super happy if we park in their lots. Maybe I'm going to give out a shout out to Bougie Mana. Maybe they'll be nicer to us. So Bougie Mana is a restaurant right there. Really, really good food. So if any evening event, go park there, have dinner, and then sneak over here and everything.
We're gonna get a call from. She will text me.
All right. Oh, so lunch. So first thing, in case I forget, so there's no lunch the first week, because we're still the way we do lunches, students order lunches, and so we don't know how many to actually prepare. So the first week, just plan on bringing a bagged lunch. Lunches, we do things a little bit differently. This might be the last year that we're allowed to do this. So we do not participate in the National School Lunch Program. And which means that we do not get funding from the National School Lunch Program. And so we started doing this a few years ago before the mandate came in to give lunch to everybody. And the reason that we did it is because when we provide lunch ourselves, we have a little bit more control over what we provide, and the students actually like our food. And so we go to Costco, we get all kinds of really good salads and sandwiches and things like that. So food that students actually like. And then we just pay for it out of our general fund, and that has worked fine. When we got mandated to provide lunch to everybody, which I fully support and I love the idea, we're still not getting the National School Lunch money, and so that now means that we're still using the general fund money to buy lunches for everybody. So I just ask, if you have means, please consider maybe donating to the school for the lunches that you want your student to have from us. Or not, it's fine. We still give lunch to everybody who wants a lunch and who signs up for a lunch, but just know that it's coming out of the general fund and we're not actually getting the National School Lunch money. But the kids like the food, which is good. So either donate or send your students with a bagged lunch, or get our food. Either whatever option you choose is totally fine, but just know that that's what we do.
How do they sign up for getting lunch?
So there's a system called Core Competency. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what would you put the average cost per student daily for that if we were gonna do it?
So it's about $350, something like that. Yeah. So that's the problem, is the money is, there's so little money that the National School Lunch Program actually gives to schools. So if you try to go through a vendor, they're giving food that is not very good because there's not enough money, right? Yeah. So know that I do not recommend this. We have plenty of students who are somehow able to afford Uber Eats every day. And so we do allow it. And we have this year, they'll be dropping off outside, so we don't have random people coming into our school all the time, dropping off Uber Eats. So we do allow it, but I don't recommend it. Bag lunch, I'm somebody, like, I eat the same thing every day. I have oatmeal every day, so.
Teach your child to make a sandwich with chicken. That's what they did. 2 Capri Suns, 1 in the freezer, 1 in the fridge, so the frozen one is still good by about 2 o'clock, It's time for them to start making some food. That's what I do.
$20 just on Starbucks. I would do water instead of the Capri Suns, but okay.
Fruit punch.
So you sign up for the lunches on Core Competency?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. So Core Competency is the tool that you guys will all be using. So hopefully you've already gotten your invites to that. Those get sent out automatically. That tool allows you to see everything that you need to see about your student. That's where you see grades. That's where you see the current assignments that they're working on. That's if you miss an email from us, all the messages are there. You can see what your kids' goals are for their setup goals, social responsibility, effective leadership, tenacity and grit, uncertainty is opportunity, and passion, purpose, and performance. They all have goals for those things. So if you're curious to, like, your kid's not talking to you, go check out Core Competency and you can find out what they're actually interested in, what their ambitions are. I do it for my own kid. Trolley pass. So trolley pass, bus pass. So you guys, all the students in San Diego, all get a free bus pass. It's a little bit cumbersome to sign up for it though. And so let's just go ahead and do it now, because if we try to do it before a field trip, a lot of students wind up not having the pass. It is amazing gift to have a pass. So if your parents let you, you now have the entire world open to you. You can go all the way to Oceanside. You can go to the beach. You can, yeah, and you can go anywhere. So, so strongly encourage you to get that pass early and use it. Go explore on the weekends if your parents let you, and then you'll be ready to go if we have a field trip. So remember, we try to be smart with our money usage. And so if we can take free trolleys, free buses, then that's what we're gonna do instead of hiring a bus and paying $3,000 for a
What
bus.
is the bus system called, or the website where you would get that?
MPS.
If you download the Pronto app.
Is it better for the student to have it on their phone or the parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just have it on their.
It's free for you in case of.
Nice.
Yeah, they're gonna require some proof that they're a student. So hopefully you've got a ID from last year. It takes a while for us to take pictures and to actually get IDs for the school year, but
Can they use any ID or it has to be a school? like-
Passports also.
probably anything that shows age.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Yeah.
we use MTS buses for field trips?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so in the ideal world, we only have to think about this and we're like, oh, let's go on a field trip. And we ask the parents and they're like, yeah, go. And then like 2 minutes later, we're all hopping on the bus and going somewhere. But real world is that we've got all these rules about having the permission slips and all that kind of stuff. So it takes a little bit more planning than that. But if we were in that world, that makes teaching so much nicer. So the planning for field trips is usually the reason why field trips don't happen. So if we can make this easy, then you guys as students will have a lot more fun.
Before you do the core example, can we have Mr. Franz talk about the set PA?
Yes, I was hoping that he was here. I wasn't
He
sure if
is.
he's- Okay,
Yep.
good. Mr. Franz?
I am
on?
indeed here. Thank you
okay,
for the
good.
opportunity. So just so folks know, we do have a parents association. I am the president for the Parents Association this year. We are officially not a PTA, which is a trademark name. So we are a parents association. We have a website. Please go to visit it. The normal school website, as you are probably aware, is sethigh.org. The Parents Association is sethighpa.org. So go to sethighpa.org. Right on the bottom of the homepage is a link to sign up for our newsletter. So put in your email address. We'll be sending newsletters out to any interested parents or families that want to learn more about what we're doing. We do merchandise with school logos and stuff to demonstrate your spirit. And also we use those funds to raise money. All of the activities that we are doing are focused on raising money to support the school. And then we provide that money to teachers in your kids' classrooms for grants for whatever additional material they'd like to get that are outside of what's provided by, the state or the school or whatever. We do have a lot of really fun activities that we either host or help facilitate, including the coffee coming up the 12th, I think, the first day of school. And we have a picnic coming up soon as well. So please check our calendar there, sign up for our newsletter, purchase some hats and t-shirts. Look for us at any school event and pick up some additional merchandise. And if you're interested in helping, we do have a number of open positions that you could help participate in, including the vice president seat for the board is still open, and I'm hoping to recruit one of the new parents to fill that. So any questions, you can find my contact information on the About page, but I am president at sethighpa.org.
Thank you, Mr.
I'd
Franz.
say something about the set PA.
I was gonna say it, but you go ahead. You'll do better.
No, I don't know about that. So we firmly believe that it takes a village to raise a child or, an adult. So our set PA is phenomenal. What their contribution has been to our school over the past few years has been absolutely outstanding. And they've just added so much to what we're able to do here. The hard work that they put in, the support of the entire staff, the functions that they put on, it's truly, truly been incredible. So please join Set PA, please come to the events, volunteer, be a part of this incredible community. The Set PA is just absolutely phenomenal. And we could just continue to get just phenomenal parents working through that organization, and it adds just an extra level to what we're able to do here. We could not be more grateful for what the Set PA has been doing over the years. I don't even know how they can continue to top what they've been doing. It's insane, and it's so incredible that they love and support this school so much. So please get involved.
Yeah. So we talked earlier about my ability to say yes to things. A lot of that's because the PA is providing a lot of support to our teachers in the classroom. So if I can't say yes from the school budget, I know that the teachers can write a grant request to the SET PA and have whatever they're asking for funded. And so our ability to say yes means that that so many things, so many programs wind up happening that might not have happened otherwise. And then they also gave us a minivan at the end of the school year last year. So that makes it so much easier for us to do field trips, to handle sports. That's super exciting that we were able to get that. All right, so I'm going to stick around for a little bit. I'll keep the recording on in case anyone wants to see how to use core competency. If anyone has any questions now, though, let's do a little bit of question and answer. Hopefully we covered everything, but I'm sure there's many more questions that you guys have. So is there anything from the chat that needs to be escalated or elevated? No. All right, we got a question here.
Donate to so much. They do want to weekly, monthly, just give you a section.
Just whatever is convenient for you. So it's, just on the memo, just say for lunch. Yeah. Maybe say lunch donation. We'll get in trouble if it says for lunch.
For that statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And chat is the best way to make the donation.
Yeah, so there is a PayPal thing on our website, but we pay the, a fee gets charged. So if you want the money to go directly to us, then check or cash.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Question.
Yes, sir.
What was the PA website again?
SetHighPA.org.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Time does school start on Monday?
Oh, that's actually, so this will go out in an email, but I'm glad you asked it here. So school starts at 8:30. And I'm still not quite used to our new times. So school starts at 8:30. All new students, the first hour of the day, they'll be in here with Miss Geis and me. Because it's a little nerve-wracking on that first day of school to just kind of be sitting there. Please do not come before 8:30 if you're a new student, because it's super awkward. And so just walk in if you have to, it's fine. We'll try to help you. But we're kind of like running around. And so I'm always like, oh no, the poor kid, I'm like, they're super nervous. And so if you walk in right at 8:30, then there's no awkward sitting around time. We'll be there to give you our full support at 8:30. And all of our other students, you guys are welcome to trickle in as you want. So we use that first hour for our returning students to be able to just kind of hang out and talk to each other and figure out, talk about their summers and all that kind of stuff. So there's no official program for returning students until 9:30. So at 9:30, our students will go to advisory. So we'll send our new students to their advisors. All of our returning students will go to their advisories. Computers will be checked out. We'll do, that usually takes about an hour to get all the computers issued and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll all reconvene down here in the den with all of the returning students as well. And we'll go over some things at that point. And then lunch. Then the afternoon will be shortened classes.
Dr. Madrid, someone on the chat asked what the phone policy is.
The phone policy is, so this is one of those things that we've been discussing as a staff. I urge you guys to, so there's a Nikki and Me podcast. So Miss Geis's first name is Nikki and my first name apparently is me. And so we have a Nikki and Me podcast where we actually talk about phone issues. And it's kind of that is a fun podcast because that is us raw talking about it for the first time ever with each other. And so we decided to record that conversation. So you can get a little bit of a sense of what our thinking is. We've had a couple of days of discussion with the staff, and we are going to be talking about this with the students on Monday. And we will send out an email to parents to let them know. We'll probably record it so that you guys can hear the actual conversation. And then So I guess just stay tuned, but listen to the podcast. Feel free to send in if anyone has any strong feelings, either way about this, please, let us know, but do know that we put in a lot of time and a lot of thought, about this.
Where do we find that function?
So on our website, so sethigh.org, if you go to, what's new. Let me see if I can. So yeah, so let me actually spend a little bit of time. So sethigh.org. There's parent portal is really good for you guys. But then there's also this what's new. And we've got the blog that our marketing company does, which is kind of fun for current parents to read, but hopefully nothing new. Although let's actually click on the blog. Let's look at this first picture here. So there's Miss Geis in high school.
And there's Dr. McCarty in high school. Let's go.
Mullets are back, so no longer embarrassing.
They're no longer embarrassing, Barb.
But also under what's new is the Nikki and Me podcast. And so we've got 4 episodes so far. So we just started this at the end of the school year last year. So that first one, should we ban cell phones? Any other questions?
Is there a bus from here to Innovation Academy where the volleyball practices are?
Nothing easy, so that's usually just the parents kind of all pitch in together and we do, it'll be a little bit easier now that we've got a van. But students manage to get there.
Yeah, I have no problem with like busing kids over from here to practice and stuff like that, but yeah, usually. Coaches, everybody works it out and it's usually not an issue, and I'm usually here like as a last resort, and I'm always making sure everybody gets to where they need to go before I go anywhere. So yeah, I make sure nobody ever gets stuck without a ride, so.
And is there an easy way to understand which classes are required? And because I wasn't sure about some of the.
So I'll go to, so once we're done with the questions, I'll open up core competency, and there's a grad plan button that you can click on that probably isn't populated for new students yet. So I'll click the button that populates it for our new students. And it has the whole 4-year grad plan, what classes, and anything that has like the little X with the delete button on it, that's not required.
Okay, thanks.
I highly recommend you stay around for core competency because honestly, so Dr. McCurdy created core competency. So everything that we need to know is truly there, and knowing how to navigate it is very useful, efficient, and important.
Hopefully it's intuitive. Otherwise I didn't do a good job.
It's very,
Yeah.
Is it just the website or is it also an app you can download?
So it works. There's a mobile version that it looks just fine on the mobile. So but it's a website. Just go to cc.sethigh.org. The easy way to get there, cc.sethigh.org for competency. Okay. Mr. Paul-Teggy, do you want to ask your question first, and then we'll get you?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Heath, Ms. Lennon, Dr. McCurdy. I had a student was asking me, I don't know why he didn't put it in the chat, but returning students for 9:30 versus 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So school starts at 8:30, but they're like, nobody's taking roll until 9:30. So
That's on Monday.
that's on Monday only.
that's for returning students.
Yeah. Sorry.
I have a question.
Can we hold off 1 sec? We've got one question in the room here.
There's a family vacation pre-planned a year ago. So it's I don't want him to be, we need to go, it's a family reunion. It's for, how can we do it? So, he will not get in trouble and he'll work, really ahead. How can he work ahead so he won't get behind, or how?
Yeah, so the working ahead, so first of all, just kind of a general announcement to everybody. the best thing is to have students here on campus. That's where the best education happens. Anything that you can do to have your students be here every day, that's the ideal. And there's so much evidence that, you know, you look at students who have poor attendance, and guess what? Their grades are also poor. And it's not because we're dinging them for being absent, it's because they just have a really hard time learning material if they're not here. And our teachers are phenomenal. We want our students here. We want the group discussions and all the energy that happens in a class. That is not there if we have students who are missing. And when we're working on the projects, it's really difficult when there's a student not there. Obviously, sometimes we're gonna have situations like this where we've got a, you know, either a family emergency or a pre-planned thing. And so in those events, hopefully they're shorter duration. We do have the ability to do independent study for longer periods of time. Much, much better if we can do virtual. We've had a couple of situations where somebody's in Europe or they're somewhere else and just the hours just don't match up, don't align properly. We've got a staff who tries their hardest to have every kid be supported. But just know that the having the information ahead of time is helpful. It's hard to get ahead beforehand. But so there's gonna be an expectation that the student is working during that time when they're gone. That's just part of the nature of high school, unfortunately.
So you're gonna want to speak to each of your teachers. You're gonna want to speak to each of your teachers, reach out to them, talk to them, to make sure that they know when you're gonna be gone. And then, of course, you'll go to core competency and Dr. McCurdy will show that my student will be absent. So you need to do both of those things, right? Communicate with teachers, put in core competency, and then all the teachers here use Google Classroom. The assignments will be in there. You're gonna want to make sure you keep up as much as possible to set yourself up for success.
The question online, I'm not sure who that was.
Yeah, hi, I have my daughter's gonna be a new student there, and my question was just, is there any after-school programs? If like, some days, I can't pick her up until later, like 5:30, or any library they can hang out with, or what times you guys actually close the doors at the school?
Yeah, so the school is finished at 3:30. We have staff members here until 4:45. So we can't guarantee anything after 4:45. But we do have students who get picked up later than that, and they're usually just fine. Just know that there's no staff supervision. Reality is that there's usually people who are here later, but we just can't commit to anything more than 4:45.
And a lot of clubs do meet after school as well.
Yeah, so a lot of the clubs meet after school as well.
We also have sports going on as a reminder, cross country, girls volleyball, and flag football. So that's an awesome way to be involved after school.
Esports as well.
Yeah, esports. Any other questions? All right, so I think you might need to give me control again, Missy. And I'll just do a quick little look at core competency. Oh, they're over there. Share screen. All right. So let me know online if you're not seeing what I'm gonna be showing you in a sec. All right, so I'm opening up core competencies, cc.sethigh.org. Online, are you guys seeing this?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yes, okay, good. Okay, so I am going to embarrass my daughter. So I have 4 years where I can actually do this. I can actually pull up an actual student. So please do not look too closely at her grades. So this is core competency. And so you've got most recent report card, this attendance here, my student will be absent. So if I click on this right now, I'll zoom in a little bit. So I got all kinds of information, all the stuff that I've been telling you about how important attendance is. And Elise has 10 virtual days remaining. So all of you guys are starting at 10. And that countdown is going to go down. And if you overuse early, you'll get a little warning saying, hey, let's try to manage this. You get to specify the date that the student will be absent. Number of days out, they'll be number of days they'll be absent. This is interesting. And I'm not sure how many people are aware of this. These are the only reasons that you can actually be absent. So you can have a pupil illness. I can't zoom in anymore. Sorry, guys. You can have a pupil illness. You can be on quarantine. You can have a medical appointment. You can ask for a virtual day or independent study. So this is the way that we're giving you a way to actually be absent legally. You can have a funeral, pupil attending a legal proceeding, religious holiday, pupils working on an election, pupils voting with, visiting with immediate family member who's in the military. Pupil is on jury duty. Pupil is being naturalized and other not excused. So notice that there's no, oh, my kid is in a dance recital or we're going on vacation to whatever, like none of those are actually excused absences. So the only way that we can actually do this legally is this virtual day or independent study. Okay, so that's probably what you'll be choosing most often. Sometimes, actually probably pupil illness will be most often, but then otherwise you're choosing this virtual independent study. My guess is that most of these other situations are not going to apply. Just explain the reason. Partial day still counts as a virtual day, so just know that. Probably don't necessarily want to do this if you're, if you're able to come to school for periods 1 and 2 and then have to leave early, just leave early. Let your teachers know. And then this button here, virtual or not virtual, you only have 10 virtual days. If you're saying not virtual, this needs to be approved, and there'll be an extra little step where you have to actually say why it is that you're not going to be virtual. And so just know that those are so if you're going on an extended vacation kind of thing, and hopefully it's not that long, but if you're going on extended vacation, you know that there's no way they're going to be virtual. Just do that, and then there'll be an extra step where there'll be an email correspondence with me about that. Okay, so that is how you report absences. As long as you do this in the morning, the student's name gets put on a virtual list, and the teachers will, once the student sends a chat to the teachers, we use Google Chat. And so super easy to communicate with all of the teachers, all the staff here. The student will ask the teacher, say, hey, can you give me the virtual link? Teacher will make sure that the student is allowed to be virtual, because we don't want students asking for the virtual link. Parents think the kid's at school, kid's actually not at school, and ask for virtual. So there's this extra little step that is there to protect the student and make sure that the student's in a safe environment.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Just ask before class starts.
Yeah.
You know, like, once class gets started, I'm not really looking at the chat or anything. So
Yeah.
ask beforehand.
Yeah. So best just send your message to all your teachers right at the beginning of the day. Say, hey, I'm going to be absent today. I'm virtual, so don't forget to give me a link.
You might have already answered this question, but
Yeah.
Is that for calendar? Is it 10 days per calendar year or is it for
Per school year. Yeah. So that's until June. Yeah.
Just to clarify, so if they have like a doctor's appointment in the middle of the day, where they be coming back to the doctor's notes?
Yeah. Don't worry about this. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we gonna get a school email on first day of school?
Yep. Yeah, we use Gmail probably like most other schools. So everything that you do will be Google Drive, Google Docs, all that good stuff.
I know you guys have, there's not really a list of things you need to bring, but like off the top of your head, what would be necessary?
First day of school, maybe bring a pencil, notepad. But usually most of the things that you do, probably except for math, are going to be on a computer.
We can bring our own computers, right?
You can bring your own computers. We provide computers, so you don't have to bring your own computers. We do provide computers. But yeah, that's, it's a bring your own device school if you wish. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff that's in core. So somebody asked about, let's go back to Annalise. So if we scroll all the way down here to grad plan, view the grad plan. So we can see grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. And so the things that are in red, those are things that have not been completed yet. So you can see that Annalise still has a PE class that she needs to do. So this is actually, she actually did volleyball last year. So that PE requirement was satisfied, but she has not turned in the form yet to actually have that checked off. Okay, the little checks here, you have 2 semesters are required for everything. So you should have 2 check marks next to every class. And you can see that as the years progress, there's actually fewer and fewer requirements. And so those parents who are like super nervous, like I want to make sure that my kid is taking everything. What winds up happening is by the end of high school, there's nothing left to take. And then we get in this uncomfortable situation where the kid's like, well, why am I going to school? And the parents like, well, because you're still my kid and I want you at home and you need to go to school. And so don't trust that if we're putting them into the classes and our pacing is going to work out just right. And in 11th and 12th grade, notice that we've got college elective here and passion project and electives. So the electives are actually important classes. There's like, I teach an elective class, so I want students in my class. We shouldn't just be taking core classes and trying to get out of high school as quickly as possible. That's not a good education. If you're not learning the stuff that I teach, I don't know how you're going to survive in the world. So take my class. I'm a computer scientist, take my class. But notice that, you know, like pre-calc and calculus, those are not required classes. That's why there's that little delete thing on there. But we want our students to be taking as high math class as they possibly can. That gives you as many options as possible when you graduate from high school. So why lock yourself out of STEM careers? If you want to have any interest whatsoever in medicine or science or engineering or math or did I already say medicine? Like all of these things require pre-calc and calculus. So don't lock yourself out by not setting yourself up for success and taking those classes. Passion projects, we have our goal is that our 11th and 12th graders, they're spending a lot of their time making school how they want school to be. So they've taken all their required classes. Now they get to learn what they want to learn on their schedule. That's what we hear all the time. When you get up to 11th and 12th grade, you start to have that flexibility as long as you've been taking care of business in 9th and 10th grade. There's so many options for classes at Mesa. So our real hope is that students they start doing passion projects in 9th and 10th grade and they get really interested in something and then they go into Mesa College and they get to expand on that and take classes there. So that's what our model is. That's what we hope that students are doing. But there's a lot of classes that you wind up having to take in 9 and 10 and lots of opportunities to take those classes too.
Just a reminder that 9th graders, you're gonna have the least amount of choice in 9th grade. Okay, you're gonna be put in classes that you need to take. Trust us that these are the classes that you need to take. As you move through 10th grade year, you get a little bit more choice, 11th grade year and 12th grade year, that really jumps up. Okay, but 9th grade year, we need to make sure we're setting you up for success, which is why the time that Ms. Heath has put in to giving you the classes that you need, trust us. We've been doing this a minute, okay? So we know what you need and we know what you need to be successful. So trust the process.
Lock in. Yeah. Lock in. That's what all the kids are saying.
Because of him.
Now, my kids are using it and they never have this discussion.
Do you want to tell them your,
Yeah.
you were supposed to say it.
I'm not embarrassing my daughter who's listening to this right now. So set up goals so we can see social responsibility, there's effective leadership, so we're not gonna embarrass Annalise and have read these. We've got weekly setup log. We've got passion project log entries. So there's all kinds of cool stuff in here where you can actually learn about the other things that your child is doing. Where you're gonna want to spend most of your time is under current grades. So no classes here right now. So these are just 2 classes that haven't been archived yet, but you can click on the class. So here's a PO class that Annalise took. And so all the assignments, what she's done, what she hasn't done is all in here. So this is where you're gonna spend lots of your time as a parent.
Parents, don't let your children fool you. You can go to core competency and see their grades. And then they might tell you, well, and then you just go hit refresh at the top and it'll give you everything that is current.
Yeah.
So
So,
don't believe. it. Okay,
so,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
so if Annalise says, no, I turned it in, and it just hasn't refreshed yet, just click on the little refresh button. And then, oh, look, nope, still didn't turn it in. I don't know what happened. Anything else?
The messages
Oh,
on the
so-
side that you said,
Oh, yeah, so let's go back to that. So dashboard. So down here, most recent messages. So if you missed any emails, this is where all the emails that I send out wind up getting collected there. Meals. So click meals. And then you guys only have 1 or 2 kids, but go back here. So this calendar will be filled out with the meal options, and you just select one for each day and save, no cost. So if you don't reserve it, we're not gonna necessarily have food for them. We try really hard not to let kids go hungry. Teachers have snacks, I got snacks, but sometimes we run out. So make sure you reserve so we can make sure that we're buying the right amount of stuff.
So how early do you have to reserve, a week in advance or?
So on the Friday before the next week.
Yeah.
Did I get that right, Missy? It's the Friday before next week is when they reserve meal, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
so the week previous, so that
Yeah.
we know how much to shop.
yeah. So that's why we're not starting until week 2. Any questions? Am I missing anything?
yeah, you have a question?
Yeah.
And reserve, like if I say, well, lunch is really too much, I'm going to send a check and reserve it every day, because I do it like starting when they.
No, sorry.
I do it week by week.
Yeah.
so
Wait, okay,
Yeah.
thank you, that's great.
Yeah.
What are the numbers? What does that
Oh,
mean?
that's just the date. So that's the calendar.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I was
Right,
confused
and-
too, just so you know, I was like.
Well, because it's for the week before, so
Yeah.
that I'm thinking.
It makes more sense when there's actually like menu
Yeah.
items in there.
Oh, yeah, okay, that was the other thing too. Do the numbers correspond to this?
I don't know. You'll actually see food items there. It's pretty intuitive once there's food there, but
Okay.
not so much.
And that'll be the second, so like a week from tomorrow would be when we would go in to do this for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
And I'll-
16th.
Yeah.
But she often has it ready on like Thursday, so just do like the week before.
Okay,
The message.
because the first week is everybody's great.
Yeah.
Can the kid do that themselves?
Uh-huh.
Great.
Yes.
I don't know the.
Yes.
I have seen this layout show students how to reserve their own lunch.
And they've done it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Log in your kid is absent, only
Yeah.
parents can do that.
Yeah, so by law, we need parent signature, parent request. Oh, that's another important thing. I probably should have said this. So when you say my student will be absent, that generates an independent study contract. That contract gets sent to you through an email and it's an e-signature. And so, there's lots of legalese in that. Feel free to get a lawyer and read it all if you want, but that's all stuff that has to be in there. And then you hit sign, and then if you don't sign it on time, I'll stop there. Not having that be recorded. Just talk to Miss Lael. She'll hook you up. Anything else? We're feeling good? Any questions online? Anyone still with us there?
The teachers from core competency.
Oh, yeah, can you, so on the school website, sethigh.org,
Email addresses?
yes, that was one of the other things our teachers wanted us to make sure that we showed.
So under educators. So each teacher has an email address.
During the first week, typically the first couple of days, most teachers will be going over their syllabus, which oftentimes also has the email of the teacher on there as well. But at any point in time, you can always go to the website. If anyone has any other questions that you just don't want to ask full, whole group, as we stop the recording and dismiss everyone, you can stick around and we can answer some questions.
Oh, Ms. Farias is trying to come back. All right.
What about school supplies?
So school supplies, so computers are issued, on first day. Just kind of basic school supplies, bag, paper, pencil.
I always say that whatever organizational supplies your student needs to be successful, every teacher will have, if there's something specific to their class, they'll have it in their syllabus. So don't go crazy buying a whole bunch of stuff before you actually know what each teacher.
Yeah. Were you able to hear that? Online, were you able to hear that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm getting the impression there's not like a lot of loose leaf papers then, is it mostly?
Yeah, I was gonna say that will depend on the class. I'm gonna, some of the classes, math in particular, it really does vary per teacher and how they, how they function their class. We give teachers autonomy on how to run it. Some of just the basic things definitely have, a couple pens and pencils, right? That kind of thing, like Ms. Heath was saying, the organizational stuff. If you know that organization is something that you struggle with, I personally still love the 3-ring binder with the tabs and the, all of that. It really is a great way to like keep everything in a place. You will, some of you probably know this if you have, older kids, but the amount of students that they look in the bottom of their backpack 3 months later and that homework assignment that they never turned in is crumpled up down there, and right, like you're getting a 0 on that. So organization is huge. So having something that to help you be organized can be really important.
Ms. Lennon added that she uses a lot of line paper in English 11 and 12, but she always has extra if students don't have any, and that's pretty typical across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking to see if my wife was still here. I have never once heard my daughter ask for school supplies. So I don't know how, I don't think my wife has done anything either, so somehow magically.
The teachers have a lot of the supplies, but if there's, sometimes people are particular about writing utensils and things like that. So if you are, then make sure you're taking care of that.
Bring some boxes of tissues for cold season.
Yeah. Use virtual when the student is sick, please.
Okay.
Let's try not to spread.
Is there like a wish list for teachers, like?
Kleenex or Lysol wipes, dry
we used to do
erase
that.
markers, stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll come out eventually, so nothing yet, but thanks for asking.
Kleenex honestly is probably something that most teachers would really love. Even I go through Kleenex, I only teach one class.
Pencils.
Pencils, oh yeah.
Get like the really big ones that are hard to miss.
All righty, so I think we'll end the recording here. Those of you who are here, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. If you're online, hopefully you've been asking Ms. Heath questions. If you have anything private.
Miss Lennon put in there and hand sanitizer. Kleenex and hand sanitizer. Thank you all for being here. That was awesome.
Appreciate any donations.
First of all, hi.
No.
That's to me.
This is the Gen Z heart, right? This is the millennial.
Anyway.
Gen Z.
Oh, there it is.
That's so skibbity. So skibbity. You're beta. You're beta.
Dude, where's Brom? He was in Brom.
I know. My wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Voy a poner la mamá exacto.